Hi kids, welcome to the Late Night Picture Show, starring Murph. That's me. Tonight we're going to be talking about Invasion of the Star Creatures. Can you see that? Evil, beautiful, deadly. In their eyes, desire. In their veins, blood of monsters. That sounds pretty dramatic. Now, before we get started, my son Belchie and I were watching Svengoolie here 2 weeks ago, and we were watching Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein on Svengoolie. So I imagine that all of you know who Svengoolie is, and I imagine that all of you know who Abbott and Costello were. If you don't, you really need to get with the program. Well, Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. I believe that was mid-40s. It's in this bucket somewhere, so we'll get to it. But yeah, I think they started out on radio even, and then moved into the motion pictures, and had quite a bit of success, Abbott and Costello. So I'm sure in their heyday, which probably was in the 40s, maybe the 30s, there were a lot of other studios who wanted to have their own Abbott and Costello. So I suspect that there are other comedy teams out there vying for the same market. Now we fast forward to 1962, which is far past Bud Abbott and Lou Costello's prime, but apparently Alta Vista Pictures was still trying to get a slice of that Abbott and Costello pie. Just like a newsman. Except for I'll bet their papers don't have anything written on them. They're just shaking some blank papers around. Well, I don't have a teleprompter. Invasion of the Star Creatures, again a 1962 Alta Vista production. Directed by, if I can spit that out, directed by Bruno Visota. Haven't seen that before. So, we've talked a little bit about Abbott and Costello. This film stars... Wait. Bob Ball and Frankie Ray. Yeah, it's the comedy team of Ball and Ray. Well, Ball and Ray are totally an Abbott and Costello ripoff. And this is a low-budget picture, so it's black and white. Just like an old Abbott and Costello picture. So, our cheap imitation of Abbott and Costello, Ball and Ray, they star as a pair of Army privates assigned to a missile base. Tired of washing out garbage cans and the like, they are excited when they get assigned to a special unit investigating a cave found inside of an atomic blast center. Don't ask me how that happened. I mean, maybe there's a cave in every atomic blast crater. Well, their job, since they're not scientists or anything, they're essentially Abbott and Costello, is carrying all the supplies for the brains of the operation. So once inside the cave, the crew encounters some odd creatures made of burlap and leaves, maybe twigs. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. Those things. They spent some big bucks on these costumes. Those are literally the monsters, right off of Google. So eventually, Ball and Ray are captured by the Vegemin. I put that in quotes, so I assume that's what they were called in the movie. And they're taken to a spaceship where they meet a couple of very tall, scantily clad, for the time, females. Turns out these Amazon women are the leaders of the star creatures. Well, after a display of their powerful Rayovac flashlight ray guns, again, big budget picture, Ball and Ray find the rest of their crew is frozen in time. And it's suddenly up to Ball and Ray here to save the world. Oh shit. Well, I won't go into how they do it. But, you know, they do. like a movie like this is going to leave you hanging. Well, unlike many sci-fi films of the era, which aimed for fantastic but hit laughable, this movie actually is a comedy, intentionally. It's as corny as can be, but as enjoyable as any Abbott and Costello movie, including Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, in fact, which Belchie and I just watched. So I called this a fun adventure. And that's about what it was. I'm going to give it 3. That's 3. 3-ring circus here on the Late Night Picture Show. Invasion of the Star Creatures. 1962 Alta Vista Productions. It's been kind of odd how these movies have backed each other up or correlated with the movie that I've just watched. I mean, I must have watched that one a couple of years ago. Maybe 3. But that's neither here nor there. But I will be a little bit freaked out if Monkey here reaches in the bucket and pulls out Abbott and Costello Meets Frankenstein. Then you'll know that I'm like a psychic medium. Wait, you'll know that Monkey is a psychic medium. Let's stir those up a little bit. And it's not folded in half. But I'll try to unfold it anyway. Watch. Now this is another example of trying to cash in on a popular movie, namely Barbarella, which we'll get to. But this is Zeta 1. Much in the style of Barbarella. If you haven't seen it, seems like there was lots of boobs in this one. Well, that's going to do it for this week, kids. This has been the Late Night Picture Show. I'm your host, Murph. Wow, what just happened there? It got all dark. I was kind of scared. But as I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by my screensaver. This is Murph Woodruff. We'll see you again next week with Zeta 1. Thanks for dropping by. Hey. What's going on here?